Hey there viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. That's an 04 GMC Denali. It's got the big 6.0. It's a Yukon. And it got towed in as a no start, doesn't crank. I popped the hood. This is what I saw. I could smell the frustration hit me right in the nose. Let me get this going. This is an automatic transfer case, traction control, under 8600, up over it. Why do you have so many questions? I don't know. We'll pick that one. I just want to get it scanning so this thing doesn't crank over. And when I look under the hood, I see the engine cover is wedged down to the side. The ECM's just dangling out here in outer space. The fuse box cover was off and shoved down there. And the battery was stone dead. So we pushed it in it's late at night now, but late this afternoon. Put the charger on it, put it on nuclear, getting the battery kind of back up to snuff. So we're going to run through, see what's going on with it, see if any codes we have in any of the modules, any kind of security issues, anything. Turning the key on, I see it says reduced power mode on the dash, or engine power reduce, something like that. I don't think that would inhibit it from starting. So far we have 3 codes. I'm going to let this finish scanning. We're going to see what we see, and then we're going to attack it like we do anything else. It doesn't crank, so let's look at the cranking apparatus, aka the starter, find out what it takes to get this thing cranking over, and see if whatever is inhibiting it from cranking is also inhibiting it from running. Well, the fella did tell me this got towed from another shop. The customer elected to have it removed and brought here. They were doing something with his throttle, they were telling me, and I assume that's why we have the message on the dash, and we have a U0107 lost comm with throttle actuator. I don't believe that's going to keep it from cranking. Airbag has an impact sensor code. HVAC has a recirculation door feedback code, and suspension, exhaust valve circuit malfunction. So a Denali with bad air suspension, imagine that. But as far as the engine control module, I see this is a current code for this throttle actuator, which is a separate module on this car. I don't think, right offhand, that that'll inhibit it from cranking over. What I do want to do is we're going to pop out, we're going to go diagnostic circuit check. We are going to check the power moding to make sure that we have a run accessory crank, make sure we have all the jiggly bits we need. We're gonna come right inside the car here. See if I can get a glare on there just right where we can't see nothing. So we have service airbag, and which we know. Service ride control, which we know. I imagine those lights are lights that are always on in this thing. And reduced engine power. Now, let me try to hold it. I'm gonna crank the engine. Nothing seems to be happening here, but let's look at our power moding. I did get that glare just right. You're welcome. Let me shut it off. Should be retained accessory power. Okay. Open the door. Off and awake. Let's go back to accessory. Back to run. And then let's see if we have crank. Okay, we do. Fantastic. So that's good. That's step 1. Step 2 is find. We're going to take and shut these headlights off. We're going to find, whoa, easy fella. We're going to find a wiring diagram, and we're going to see what we see. Let's see, we're going to get this back in full screen. Sweep over there, you son of a hoo-hoo. There we go. I was just in here, and I found, we're going to go to starting, and ultimately we want the starter relay to engage. Looks like our starter relay gets its power through the ignition switch, down through ignition E fuse, up through the park neutral switch, into its jiggly bits under the hood, and then on the control side of the relay. And the other thing that controls the control side of the relay is the ECM with a start enable relay control. So before we even get out test lights or anything, this is what I was doing, is we want to go back to our scan tool, and then we want to go to engine data and see if we can find that start. Oops, nothing with a Z. this crank request signal. This is what I wanted to get to. I already had it selected. So let's see, we're gonna hit show selected. Now let's go inside the truck again. Just because we're friends, I'm gonna take you with me. Let's just see what we have here. So crank request, no. We're in the crank position, yes. So that's good. That tells me that we're not being locked out. Let's go back over here. What's up, Mrs. O?
Taking my dog to go poop.
Oh, we got the old poop bag, huh?
Yeah.
Too bad you couldn't get him to poop straight into the bag. Now that'd be a trick.
Yeah, it would.
Tape it to his butt.
Just hang it up there.
Hang it over his tail.
Yeah.
All right, we know what we know now. So now we got to go figure out more of what we know. And we have multiple fuses here. Now when I do click it in the start position, I don't hear clicking other than the low beam relay, because if I shut off the headlights and click the key on and off, I don't hear any click action. So that tells me I'm not hearing a starter relay. I did find this, oops, it's got some water in it. Let's dump that. I did find this laying under the hood. Let's find our starter relay. Now, some folks are asking like, hey fella, how come you're not going under there and waiting on the starter and checking it down there? Well, frankly, because I'm lazy and I don't want to get underneath it. Starter relay. I'm just being honest, folks. Starter relay. That's this little guy. Ooh. Oh, that's lovely. This whole thing's loose. Come over here and have a look-see. So this whole thing's loose, and I don't know. Okay, those are all just connectors. Okay, so we'll leave that. This is how we found it. So we're going to pull out the starter relay. Let's get a little relay jumper so we can go in there and see if we have our powers. It'll be one of these two boxes. Find our 4-pin Chevrolet. Hey, look at that one. That one fits. We have a test light. We got a brake light. What do we have? So we have 2 powers, so that's probably good. Let's look at a diagram. Power. I've got the power. In the run position, yes, we should have the power through the park neutral switch, and then we should have a full-time power from the battery. And then on pin, we should have our start enable circuit. Doesn't tell us what pin because it's a Mitchell color diagram. Mrs. O, would you be so kind as to put your doggy away and come give me a hand real quickly? Like a little bunny. So we'll wait for Mrs. O. So we're going to switch our test light to battery power. We'll get that clicked on this stud. Make sure we have ground. We do. Why is that one lighting up? What do we got there, fella? Let me go back to my diagram here. Let's see. Not that one, not that one, that one. Hold it in the crank position for me, would you? Did you hold it in the crank? Okay, go ahead and let off of there, Mrs. O. Let me just see what we have here. Oops. Let me switch my test light again and find out who's who. Bear with me, folks. Is the key on, honey?
Yeah.
Power, 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 power. Okay. So we have 2 powers. Just for poop and laughter, Vanessa, will you shut the key off, please? Okay, turn the key on. Okay, so that's our park neutral switch wire there. This is our full-time supply. And then one of these soles goes to the starter. Where's our relay? Keys on, young lady?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we want to do? Power. Starter relay control is going to ground it, so excuse the mumbo jumbo here, folks. I just want to find out who's who. Power, power, control. Okay, so that's our control side. Let me just see, keys on, it's in park. It will not start, so that's a good thing. And we know that this wire, that is our control. So that's all we need to know. And we also know that the control wire is from the ECM grounds that terminal. So I'm going back to battery positive, okay? So we're battery positive. And when Mrs. O tries to crank it, this terminal should light our test light and crank the engine, but it doesn't, right? If you try to crank it. So she's trying to crank it, nothing's happening. So now we're gonna go down to the ECM, which is conveniently dangling down here. And we're gonna see if we have starter relay control out of the ECM. So that's going to be, where you at here, fella? That starter relay enable, hopefully you guys can see it. I should be able to get the glare just right for you. Starter relay enable, so connector C1 pin 39. We want to see, do we have control out of that? I think what I'm going to elect to do though is get an OE diagram to see if there's another connector perhaps. You're good. So you can shut the key off, please. And see if there's another connector. But that's right here. It's in our face. So yeah. So I found the pin on the ECM. And it's conveniently has already been poked, so somebody's already been down this path. Now, there's those back in the office, I can't ever crank it over, but the easiest way to tell, you know, is this wire connected is test light hooked to ground. It should crank. Let me turn the key on. Alright, key is on. Is my test light hooked to ground? It's hooked to power. Because it needs power. No, it needs ground. It doesn't need power. It needs ground. I need to go home because this video is turning out like garbage. It needs ground because it already has power on one side of that relay. Right? Who's with me? So let's see. Do we have a grounded test light? Oh, that scared me. So that tells me my wire's not broke. Why in the thunder do we have a bad box? We got a bad brain box. Why is it not? It's receiving the crank enable. It's putting it out. Let's shut the key back off. Key's back off. Let's pull our little donger off here. Give this wire a little tug just to make sure. Let's just pop, I'm going to take and pop that ECM connector off quickly with a little bunny just to see if it's all green and crusty. And it is not green and crusty. It's actually pretty clean. So this is interesting. Interesting. We're in the exact same spot somebody else has been. Obviously they've been a lot deeper than we have, which sucks because I hate giving cars back like this where everything's hodgepodge. It's really, I'm gonna have to think about this for a minute, make sure I'm not missing anything. Just my gut right now is telling me the ECM is not functioning as it should. I already have it yanked out here. Let me just look in the car, make sure there's not other ECMs and stuff laying in there. I didn't see any security issues with it. Security on a GM, last I knew, does not inhibit it from cranking. It's a fuel inhibit, it makes them start and stall. So I don't think we're dealing with any mumbo jumbo like that. Let me give this a little thought here, fellas, and we'll get back to you. I'm thinking the smartest thing to do at this point, because it is looking like the ECM, I can't really come up with any other reason that it would not crank. I've never seen a 5-volt reference shorted on a GM and not throwing codes for it and inhibit cranking. Lack of codes, the little communication thing it has going on here with the throttle actuator. I said I got a T-pin here. Let's find our powers and grounds. So what connector is this? This is connector C1. It looks like we have pin 19 and 20. So let's just see. These were labeled pretty well. See if we can see and just make sure we have our powers, grounds, just kind of take it from there. Let's see. 19 and 20. So we've got a pink and an orange. And they are pink and an orange. It's even better when it matches the diagram. So we're going to take Lights never fit where you need them. They never shine where you want them to. So we're just gonna check, make sure, just go through this. Whoa, easy fella. We got power there. Let's see where our pink wire is. Come on, baby. Oh, we had power there, right? Yeah, so we have power there. And just make sure, probably should be poking these wires instead of trying to slip it in here. This can be deceptive sometimes. Yeah, we have power there. So we have two powers. There's two. Let's go down through this diagram here. So 19 and 20. I'll do this off camera. There's quite a few grounds. There are several grounds. I'm going to make sure that we have all our powers. Pin 57, 57 and 75. So let's see. I'll probably do them all off camera. Here's 57, another orange one. Which I don't think we're going to have an issue just because everything seems to work. Well, wait a minute here, fella. There's 57. I hate sliding them in beside it just because you can easily cross two pins or not, or get a false positive, false negative. 57, 75, we have power there. Of course, the key's on, so we're kind of testing these circuits loaded. 57, 75. Let's just check our grounds. I know I thought I was going to do it off camera. But hey, we got the camera rolling. And I want to go home. But I don't want to make a wrong call before I go home. You ever had them dreams you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, son of a hoo-hoo. Well, let's see, I think all of our grounds are black with white. Nope, they're not. Some injector controls are black with white, so we'll have to go back through. Pin 1 is black and white. And that's way down here in the corner. We're going to do a hokey pokey there. Okay, so pin 1 has got a good ground. Pin 24. It must be over here. Pin 21, 22, 23, 24. Also black with white. Oh, felt like I did. I felt like I slipped right past it. Black with white. That one's got a good ground. Pin 24. Pin 27. Also black with white. Let's see. Ground. 24, 27. Where are you, fella? And pin 40. 40 start over here. Who's over here? Bing bong. Pin 40. Last one in the round. Pin 40. Also black with white. Let's see if we can't slip down beside this one. And we've got a test light there. So black and white also. That was 40. I think that's all in that connector. Now we got to go to connector C2. Let me just make sure. 40. Where are you, fella? You're way up here. 57. We already did. Nope. Pin 64 and 67 are also grounds. 64. I think they're all tied together though. So if one works, usually they all work. 64 lights the bright light. 67, I missed the hole. 67 lights are up. Is that all of them? Looks like so. Let's go to the other connector. Pin 1. Imagine that. Which is, where are you, fella? Let me just flip this over. I know this is boring as crap, folks, but. Okay, that's pin 1. Need a stinking light. I got stupid aluminum core supports here. Okay. Pin 1, let's check this one. did not disconnect that connector to see if it was any good. We got a bright light there. Okay, there's pin 1, that's a ground. Pin 40, so that's going to be the opposite end of the connector if you remember right from the last time we did this. That's pin 40. Be down here. Felt like I hit metal, or I could be wrong. Pin 40 lights up. And that's it. Do we have any powers on this side? Ignition control. 39, ignition feed. So that's going to be right next to 40. Believe it or not, pin 39 is next to pin 40. Gonna probe into that. We do have to move. We have to move this little guy. What can we click this on? We don't have to adjust it. Nothing, because it never works that way. Just how life is. Let's click on the alternator case. We're on the alternator case. There's that. Ignition feed. Ignition. Was there a real pain in my hose key? It's red wire. Let me check to see where that comes from, folks. I could be wrong. It just says ignition. Pin 40, or pin 39, goes to 18. I'm sorry, just bear with me here. 18 goes to 16. 16 goes in, down and around, and nope, that's ignition output for the cam sensor, which we don't have 12 volts coming out of, so that is curious. Okay. Ignition controls. Ignition control, that's for the ignition coils. And that's it. So that's all the powers and grounds on this ECM. So that is quite curious. We have good powers, we have good grounds. We appear to have a crank enable signal, yet we have no cranking. And it also appears from our test there that we had no power coming out to the crank sensor. Like the ECM's not turning on. We have no security issues. I'm just going to pull the bottom connector off just to have a visual inspection. I did not take that one off. I just want to have a look, make sure it's not full of crusties. Shut the key off. I did remove that top connector to have a look-see. These ECMs in the Chevy vans are really prone to corrosion. I assume whoever worked on this last, I would assume would have already looked at this, but never assume, I guess. The rubber stuck to it. Those pins are clean, the connector's green. I like these ones because you can see all the pins. Don't see any pins pushed out. Alright, well, let me get that hook back up. So I think we're going to leave it at that, folks. We have good power, good ground at PCM. We have a crank request signal. What else do we know? We know we're not inhibited by security. I can't personally think of any reason on a General Motors why they wouldn't crank. Even with the issues, whatever's wrong with the throttle actuator, let's say it thinks the throttle's at full throttle. Okay, at that point it's still going to crank, might shut the injectors off. I don't know. I'm going to make a call on a PCM. I did just check the internet. Wilbert's U-Pull to Bath, not a sponsor. They do have an 04 Yukon down there, so hopefully it's the same PCM. I don't know if the 6.0 and the 5.3, if they're interchangeable. I'll get the numbers off it and we'll see. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get that. you put that in here and see, see if it cranks, see what's going on. Obviously, we'll have to program it and do the security and stuff. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and we keep looking. If I'm wrong, I don't really know where to go next. So I'm going to go with my gut, go with the data that we know, and take it from there. We also know that the wire from the starter solenoid to, the wire from the PCM to the starter relay, we know that's good, has the ability to crank. It just doesn't have the ability. It doesn't want to. I don't know. It's late. I'm going home. Look for part 2. Thanks for watching.